earning money is vital when it comes to success, and those who are successful are usually working at a high-end job. Others manage to make this possible by living off of an inheritance, or by a stroke of good fortune. But the average person needs to work hard, and the goal is to earn the most by putting in the least amount of effort. There are a number of ways that could be made possible, including the most unorthodox. We've scoured the economy, high and low, to find some of the most unusual jobs that pay at least $100,000. So if you're intrigued to find out, continue to watch on. Plane repossession. Have you ever thought about stealing planes for a living? That is somewhat possible when you are employed as a high-end repossession man. The salary for these types of positions can vary from $100,000 to $150,000 a year, depending on the company you're working for, as you end up essentially chasing a bounty or reselling the asset. You can make an absolute fortune, or take one job per year, and still cover your living expenses. It is, however, extremely dangerous. This isn't a specific job per se, but rather, an act of renting out your body for the short term. Some may associate them to be like a prostitute, but that is not true at all. Here are two popular examples. You can either be a professional mourner at a funeral, or even a best man at a wedding. These jobs have become very popular due to more work being available as a result of a large following base on social media. Pay can vary, but if you can string enough gigs together, you'll put yourself into the six-figure range for the year. A marijuana extractor. Those looking to cash in on the booming marijuana industry should consider becoming an extractor. In addition to boasting a totally righteous job title, these extractors make up to $250,000 per year. Students with related degrees can earn $70,000 in their first year, as what one would only imagine. The marijuana industry is very lucrative in the current market. In reality, these people process marijuana and hemp components to make specific oils, concentrates, edibles, and many more. An online dating ghostwriter. Have you ever looked at an online dating profile and thought, wow, that was witty? Maybe the dater in question is truly a funny person. However, it could also be the case of them hiring a ghostwriter, someone to completely create and manage the profile for them. Online ghostwriters, like the ones in New York, charge $900 per month to manage your online dating profile. They are not the only writer entrepreneur dabbling in the lucrative dating business. Match, eHarmony, Tinder, you name it, they'll craft it to the tune of an easy six-figure salary. Golf ball divers. They are given the difficult task of scuba diving to the bottom of the ponds and lakes to retrieve all the golf balls. This unconventional job can be hard work. Each bag of balls can weigh around 70 pounds, and ponds can often be inhabited by poisonous snakes and even alligators. However, if you're up for it, you may be paid extremely well. Golf ball divers can make up to $2,500 per dive, or between $100,000 and $110,000 annually. This one is a very unusual job to say the least, and some may even consider it. Here we have what we call a personal bed insulator. And yes, this job is exactly what it sounds like, someone who is paid to get into bed and warm it up for you. Some people hate the idea of jumping into a clean fresh bed and having to withstand 30 seconds of being cold. The pay for a human bed warmer can range from $100,000 to $150,000. A computer hacker. If you've seen House of Cards, you know that computer hackers can be turned around to benefit the people in a positive way. Not all hackers are malicious, and many work in the security industry. They are often hired by large companies, which usually experience high volumes of security fraud. The pay is pretty good. Salaries for an ethical computer hacker can range from $100,000 to $150,000 annually. This is a much better way to make money legally than to be on the opposing side of the law. A decoy executive. In certain parts of the world, acting as a fake businessman or an executive is an actual job. There are stories from China in which a number of white men have been hired from places like Europe and America and are paid thousands to simply pose as acts of corporate theater. This is very bizarre and unusual, but if you fit the role and look the part, it can pay pretty well. A professional hugger. This job surprisingly pays very well and requires zero talent. Those who do this job must be very comfortable when it comes to wrapping your arms around a complete stranger. We live in a world surrounded by lonely men and women, and all they want is a hug. Nothing more, and nothing less. For some, it may be a pleasurable experience to say the least, or an absolute nightmare. As with many other jobs on this list, the pay can vary depending on your exposure. You can actually make a sizable salary. The job usually pays hourly, upwards of $100, and that can equate to a large sum annually, especially when you have repeat customers. A shot girl. If you're willing to embrace the nightlife and club scene, way beyond your college years, it could be a pretty lucrative career. Waitresses and servers can earn thousands per night, but shot girls, at prominent nightclubs, can earn well over $500,000 in tips and salary. You just have to make sure you look glamorous when approaching VIP guests with drinks. A cruise ship captain. Becoming a cruise ship captain isn't usually people's first choice of employment, not even those who love traveling via the sea. However, this may change their mind. Most charter captains enjoy a flexible schedule, working 10 weeks on and off. While members of staff on a cruise ship are busy corralling kids and cleaning pools, captains are busy watching dolphins and enjoying the view for the most part of the day. On average, they have a very healthy salary that ranges from $150,000 to $180,000 per year. A hot dog vendor. Just about anything sounds more glamorous than wandering the streets of New York, Chicago, or any other bustling city as a hot dog vendor. But these questionably clean carts, scouring the nation, are raking in an average of $100,000 per year. In this case, working long hours on the streets comes with a sizable income. Vendors in high-traffic areas easily pull $3,000 in a single weekend. More than your average doctor. An astronomer. Wouldn't you want to get paid six figures to stare at stars and planets? Astronomy isn't an easy field to get into, as it requires a lot of credentials, but if you can climb the ladder, the salaries are pretty hefty. An astronomer on the government payroll can easily make $100,000 per year. This can easily increase to $150,000 within few years on the field. It's not always that we think of doing unusual jobs, but when push comes to shove at work, and you become unemployed, these could be your only option. It's safe to say, these options actually pay well, and can earn you a reasonable amount of money. You don't know what your future holds, so don't take them for granted.